Good morning. Welcome to the space where we reimagine Africa and reimagine living. For those of you who do not know me, I am Jean Adero. I am Africa's life coach. And how did I become Africa's life coach? I decided that I was Africa's life coach, and I became Africa's life coach. So I help leaders and professionals of African descent to end the rat race and to heal their cultural shackles so that they can live the lives of their dreams, live lives of power and possibility. Now, this morning, I want to talk about the choices that you make and that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And knowing that whatever you put out in the world is what you receive, not in a negative way. Some of you are like, oh, I'm a Christian. I believe that there is mercy and grace. Yes, there is mercy and grace. And yes, um, this universe allows you mercy and grace. However, the intentionality with which you live helps you to see the results that you want quicker when you have peace of mind and acceptance. Now, what am I talking about? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Number one, become consciously aware of the choices that you are making every moment. And you're just like, how do I do that? I am working. How do I make choices to be consciously aware of what choices I am making every moment? Well, it's something that I'm learning how to do, and I've been learning how to do it for a while. And you might be thinking, oh, if you're learning how to do it, will you ever get it? I'm fine. For me, I'm here for the journey and the journey of growth and not the specific perfection of that result every moment. I'm here for the journey of the journey of life. I'm here for the journey of life. So what I'm doing with that is this. I understand that my thoughts, my feelings, and my actions are everything. My thoughts, my feelings, and my actions are everything. And this is in terms of whether I'm feeling joy, whether I'm feeling neutral, whether I'm feeling sorrow for whatever reason. I have to be consciously aware of my thoughts, my feelings, and my actions. What does that require? That requires for me to be present. That requires for me to be present. Why? What you think about, you've heard this, what you think about, you bring about. What you think about, you bring about. And yet, for many of us, you wake up each morning hoping that it's going to be a better day than yesterday. And then the moment that you start getting out of bed, you start having these negative thoughts about how things are going to go in your life that particular day. And what I'd like you to do instead is to figure out what's possible. That's a question that you constantly must ask yourself in the presence of the moment. What is possible? What is available to me right now? What is available to me today? What am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? As a matter of fact, make that gratitude practice something that you do. Make it your ritual every day to write down 10 things that you're grateful for. Why? In gratitude, you end up moving away from the focus on the one part of your life or the thing that is going well for you. Why is this important? Because when you look at your life as the whole, when you look at life as a whole, as opposed to just moment by moment successes, then you start seeing that many things are actually going well and there are few areas that you might want to correct. And then you're like, oh, but everything is falling apart. Not so much. Not so much. I believe last week was when I was talking about giving thanks for the basics. Like when you first wake up, you say, I woke up and I didn't even have to think about breathing all night long. Now, that's something to be grateful for because when you think about the machine that your body is, and how every part of it has to function perfectly so that you can sleep through the night, that is a miracle to be thankful for. That is a complete miracle to be thankful for. So when you start at that level to be aware of your thoughts, your feelings, that means someone has annoyed you and you totally let it consume you, right? First of all, let's look at that annoyance. If you are literally walking in the business of minding your business, a lot of times understand that the annoyances of life are just you looking at it in a weird way. In other words, you can change your perception on every single thing that comes in front of you and decide. And this is also making a choice. Am I going to focus on it the way it seems, or am I going to focus on it based on how I want it to be? Start looking at life from the way you want life to be as opposed to the way that it is, so that you can start figuring out what is my responsibility in making these changes. And when you do that, you will start to see that there's a shift and you're making choices that bring you the joy and the happiness that you're seeking, right? And then you'll start to see your life moving in that direction. The second thing is focus on what brings you joy. What is it that brings you joy? What is it that brings you joy? Not joy at the expense of others. I'm talking about joy, pure joy, bliss, the thing that makes you feel like your walk on this earth is simply amazing, right? That comes from you knowing what purpose is. What is, what direction are you walking into? And then I've always demystified purpose. A lot of people are like, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? No, no, no. I want to give you a simple way of starting to discover your purpose. Imagine you have 2 more days to live, 2 whole days to live. And then after that, you're saying, bye, I'm going to my maker. Ask yourself, what is the work that I would have loved to do in these 2 days, that I would love to do in these 2 days? And the answer that you of that work or the service or whatever it is that you're interested in that you would do for those 2 days, that is where your purpose lies. Start there. And here's the thing, I didn't always know what my purpose was. I remember when the Purpose Driven Life came out, the book, The Purpose Driven Life came out. I was one of those who bought that book. I did that whole study. I think it was in 2004, 2003, and I did not discover purpose. I did not discover purpose. I kept looking and looking and looking. And I remember it had something to do with children and it had something to do with Kenya, but I didn't know what it was at all, at all. And now I discovered that for me, it is the growth and the expansion of an excellent Africa. And when I talk about Africa, you know, I believe that Africa is a person, right? So when I talk about what brings me joy, I am fully aware that number one, I'm Africa's life coach, right? And that's because I recognize that teaching is my gift. Okay. I'm not just Africa's life coach because I like the title. I recognize that teaching is my gift. And helping leaders and professionals get out of the rat race is one of my favorite things to do. There's something about me, my gift says I can solve that puzzle. When people come to me with a puzzle in their lives, I can unravel it and bring it back to you. You tell me what it is you're looking at, and I receive it in the form of a puzzle, and I can put that puzzle back together and give you a guide and a roadmap that you can use for your life, right? So for me, I'm looking at what brings me joy from that perspective, right? And then there are little things in life that I enjoy doing. For example, this morning I'm going out to run in my neighborhood. I just like looking at the houses when I'm running. It gives me joy. I do not run fast either. I just run down and I see, oh, they have a new door. Oh, the grass is beautiful. Oh my good, it's just little things that brings me joy. Those are some of the things that bring me the pleasure that enable me to make the choices of life that I want to make. Because when I look at life from that lens of all the beauty that is coming out when I'm enjoying my life, that I'm able to make choices that advance me, make focusing on what is and what I want it to be, versus what I'm struggling to make it be, right? And here's the third thing: make choices that bring awareness and success to others. And we keep talking about this, and we're like, why is it that some people are just successful in everything that they do? It is because they're touching the lives of others. They are touching the lives of others. That is the reason why success follows them. They are dropping sunshine everywhere they go. If you are the person that is so miserable that you keep walking around this earth feeling like people owe you something, no one is coming around to hang out with you. That means you can't share with them the goodness of you, your gifts and talents. Whenever you go out to share them, you are carrying a vibe that no one wants to be around. Make choices that bring joy and success to others. Give success, give awareness of who you are, what you bring, what you love, what they can experience by hanging out with you, and watch everything come to fruition. Start to see that you're moving in the direction of what you want. And whenever you're not, go back and ask yourself, what kinds of choices am I making? Become consciously aware. What have we said today? Become consciously aware of the fact that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Put negativity out, it might not come back today in that way. And the form is not always that way. It just seems that you're constantly seeking negativity when you're actually speaking negatively, right? But also, the law of cause and effect is a tool that we can use to create abundance. And I'm talking about abundance being the alignment between what you want from your heart and what you know and believe to be true. That is the combination that brings that abundance, right? So I'm just going to say this: become consciously aware of the choices that you make each moment. Be aware of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. And when you find them not so warm, when you find them drifting off into the areas that you don't particularly enjoy, shift. Shift. I don't care what it is, whether it's small. I lost my sunglasses and I keep looking for them and wanting them to come back. And you're like, this was a special gift to me, so I really want them back. What you could do is say, hey, I don't have them right now. I loved them when I had them, and let me see what's going to come back for me. Or it could be something so big as, I am walking through the most difficult part of my life, but what is the goodness before this difficulty? What was the goodness? After this season ends, what am I looking forward to? What is the joy at that end? What is the joy at that end? And then start thanking God for every amazing thing that is happening right now. Become aware of your choices, the choices that you're making moment by moment, and then focus on what brings you joy. Seek joy, not at the expense of others. Seek pure joy. And then thirdly, bring success and awareness to others. We are interdependent human beings. We rely on each other, right? Your skills and abilities are the answer to someone else's challenges. And sometimes you don't even have to be selling anything. You could just be imparting knowledge and providing solutions for other people's lives. That will bring you success. Make choices that bring you success. But first, focus on the whole. Let's stop looking at life as I'm just one thing and one part. Bring everything that you bring to this world is amazing, right? And I keep telling you, in my Design Your Life class, I have this chapter where I talk about specialized knowledge. What is your specialty? And in that chapter, a lot of people think that I'm asking them, what is your profession? And I always tell them, my specialty is that I was financially bankrupt under the laws of this government. I was financially bankrupt and I developed a skill, right? First of all, it is a skill that every negative can be turned into a positive. The shame that I felt is what allows me to speak right now, right? I know what shame does and what the silence does. And I can speak to it in ways that other people cannot. Because when someone tells me their story, I go deep into my story. And as a result of that experience, I developed that skill. I can sense it a mile away and I can help you walk through it. And I am skilled at helping you walk through shame, right? And so when I look at my life as a whole, I'm like, I'm so grateful for my bankruptcy because it got me to this space, right? So what is it when I teach as a teacher and a person who is skilled at helping people walk through shame, right? I am able to reach them from the deepest places. And so look at your life from its whole, like the totality of it. And then in that way, you'll be able to focus on all the good things. And when you focus on the good things, more goodness comes to you, right? So continue to make these beautiful choices, right? And and once you have made those choices, make sure that your actions support that goodness that is coming to you. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. I will see you on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And then I'll see you again on Tuesday, 8 a.m. Eastern, and always on Thursday morning at 8 a.m., which is 4 p.m. East African Time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.